Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Football Fignuts podcast. This is episode number 215, but if you're breaking it down, this is the fifth season, episode number 21. My name is Britt.
I'm Craig.
Craig, we are back. It is week 14. I can't believe we're almost done with the season already.
No, we say that every year, and every year it's still unbelievable how fast it goes by.
This is around the time of year where I'm just like, oh God, let it end. The number crunching, just let it end. As much as I love it, I had a terrible week 13 DFS wise, which was funny because I had a tremendous betting weekend.
You did. That's good.
I lost. I'm not gonna give exact numbers, but I lost 80% of what I bet on DFS. But I tripled my money in betting, and it more than covered the loss. I mean,
there you go.
I hit some weird shit. I had a plus 390 parlay with Javonte Williams would have 100 yards and a rushing touchdown, and I'm like, why is this plus 390? Does the world not understand that Melvin Gordon is dead?
And they're playing the Chiefs.
And you're playing the worst rush defense in the history of man. Like this is I understand the Chiefs are getting better, but the way the Chiefs have improved is pass rush. Considerably improved on pass rushing.
That helps against passing.
Exactly. You know what Javonte Williams doesn't do?
He
doesn't pass. He doesn't throw the ball. I'm like, why is this plus 390? Pardon me while I throw the deed to my house at it. And oh my God, I'm shocked. Like I'm sitting there, it's a halftime, and I'm like, he's got like 87 yards. He just needs to get a goddamn touchdown. And then I fell asleep. And I wake up at like 2 a.m. and my phone is lit up and it's got the final score on it. And I see that Detroit scored like 8 or 10 points, something like that. I'm like, oh Jesus, that means they only got one touchdown. Please, for the love of God, let it be Javonte Williams. I was like, thank God it was Javonte Williams. But I'm getting ahead of ourselves. Let's start where we always start. Craig, what are you drinking tonight?
So it's in the bag. Hold on, let me get it. Okay.
It's in the bag with the cat.
We're unzipping the bag. Zipping the bag.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to let you guys know I just kicked my mic. I am not drinking tonight because of reasons. I'm just trying to be healthier. Nothing's wrong. Just trying to be a little healthy. Not that I'd say unhealthy, but I've been trying to save my drinking for the weekends when I can really cut loose a little bit. So today I'm on soda and Gatorade.
So this is a can of Master of Pumpkins by Trugs.
Oh, I've had that. That's solid.
I don't remember I couldn't find if I had this on Untapped because I know I've seen it, but I can't remember if I've had it.
That's the beauty of Untapped. You can sit there and say all day long, yes, I've had this, or no, I haven't, and you go on Untapped. Well, either I forgot to log it or I've never had it.
Right.
You know, those things happen. Those things happen.
Pour this in the glass.
Can't believe it's December and you're still drinking pumpkin beers.
Hey, it still ends in ER, man. Still ends in ER.
It's true. It's true. There was one year that Rosemary's Baby at Two Roads lasted all the way into New Year's.
That's true, and I wasn't upset about it.
Yeah, that's right. That was a Bro Year's Eve. I remember you were drinking frickin' Rosemary's Baby. I'm like, how? Was that the one where they made the gin barrel aged holiday ale and I had to stagger out to an Uber?
It might have been. It might have been.
That sounds familiar. Hopefully the brandy aged stuff will run out before we have our party this year.
Wow, so this is really light. You can definitely see through. It looks like an ale more than anything. But I'll have to give it.
Are you getting any pumpkin on the nose?
It's more spice.
Okay.
Than pumpkin.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's not bad.
Tasting.
It's very, very light, and it's all, at least for me, it's like allspice. Not a lot of pumpkin for me in this.
I fear that some places have gone the spice route versus pumpkin spice should have it doesn't have to be pumpkin, but it should have some hint of pumpkin to it, not just I made an ale and I dumped cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice into it.
Right.
You know, and I fear a lot of beers have kind of gone that route. So, you know, I think I've had that one. I don't think I cared for it. I think I give it a relatively low rating, but I'm getting old and I don't remember such things.
That's why you need to use Untapped.
That's right. That's exactly why I use Untapped. That's exactly why I use Untapped. So, All right, let's get on to some burning hot takes. There's some stuff going on.
All right.
I have a story in front of me from USA Today.
Okay.
Buffalo weather blasts the books and the Bills, and it's talking about the Monday night game,
right?
Where for some ungodly reason, after a game where everybody avoided the passing, when they had to absolutely launch it downfield on fourth down, Allen didn't appear to adjust for the wind at all. Like, he just chucked it hard into the wind, and it looked like it drifted on him. It drifted right to a defender. I don't know. But there's a guy in Las Vegas, Greg.
Yeah.
Who, that was the last leg of his parlay, was the under in that game. It was a 13-leg parlay.
Oh my God.
You heard me right.
Wow.
13
I mean, that's a lot. I came really close to winning a 7-leg. I missed by 1 leg of it.
Really?
But, yeah.
You got 6 out of 7 on a 7-leg?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. The best I've ever won is actually, that's not true. I won a 5-leg once back in the days before betting was legal. There was a guy who used to do slips at the bowling alley, and odds were all on the back, and it was like plus 700 if you picked any 5 over unders comboed with. So I would do 5,
right,
and I would hand him $5, and once or twice a year I would hit. So I think 5 or 6 is the best I've ever done, but I've gotten close on 3 or 4s so many times. I've had a 4 this year, but 13 legs. So for folks who don't know betting, that means he had to make 13 bets that all had to come out for him to win.
Right, these weren't individual bets. He was all on. Right. It was all on one slip, essentially.
If he gets 12 out of 13 right, he loses. Yep. If he gets 1 out of 13 right, he loses. Yep. He needs to get all 13 right. He bet $3.
Oh my God!
He walked away with $9,609.01.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Craig, does this make you want to do a 13-leg this weekend? Because I think I'm going to give it a try and throw $1 at it just to see what the hell happens.
You know what? Let's. I'll throw $5 at one. Why not? Because
actually, you owe me $5 for the last time we did a parlay that went really, really badly. What the hell did we do?
Done.
We just did it crazy.
I don't remember. All right, we'll do a 13-leg parlay, and I'll bet $10 on it.
No, you don't have to. Then we'll split it. You know what? Can we even do that? Is that gonna FanDuel or DraftKings gonna cry?
I think they have. I think there's a max amount you can bet on it, but that doesn't affect how much you get.
Do you know?
And I think you can't do like same game parlays on one giant parlay, if you know what I'm saying.
Do you know what I'm doing right now?
What are you doing right now?
I've got the FanDuel app open, and I'm attempting to put together a 13-leg parlay to see if it'll do it. Nope. Oh, wait. Oh, I got to go to the teaser section.
Yeah.
Okay, no. They won't let me. Okay, they won't let me do it across multiple games.
Well, are you betting like unders and overs, or are you betting on players?
Over unders. I went across multiple games, and as this guy did. This guy went with multiple games, and it just ended with it ended with the
That's
under.
Crazy,
right?
Crazy.
So wait a minute. So what I'm hearing is, if we wanted to do a 13-leg parlay on this, the only way it would be even possible is if we said, all right, we're going to do Ravens plus 2.5 with the over and the money line with Lamar Jackson to do 6 different things. It would all have to be in one game.
Well, I'm going to try. I'm going to really quick. I'm just going to see if this works on DraftKings. Hold on.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to see if I can. Because, I don't know.
All right. So DraftKings. Okay, well, I want you to follow this, okay? On DraftKings, just to see if this works. I did not bet on this.
Yeah.
I took the favorite in every game. So that's 14 on one slip.
Okay, and it's giving you an odds?
Yes. So are you ready for the odds?
Okay, 14 different games. You took the over in all of them?
I did the spread on all of them, but I took the
Okay.
favorite just to see if it works.
Okay. Oh my God, that's got to be like plus 2,000.
Oh no.
I'm way off, huh?
Oh yeah. Hold on. Why did my screen go to sleep? That's not good. Okay. So are you ready? It's 877,307.
If we pick every single one.
Yep. If I bet $5 on this slip, the payout is $43,870.36.
Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Unreal. Okay, yeah, I'm getting, yeah, it's crazy to me. Okay, so we'll move on from there because I've already spent like 6 minutes. Oh, 10. We spent 10 minutes debating
Nice.
about whether or not we could put together a 13-leg parlay. We're gonna have to go to Vegas. I mean, that's just the only thing we could do. So, all right, what have you got for me?
Okay, so for me, this involves fantasy football, and season long actually. So the last 2 weeks for me in our home league, I started the wrong receiver. If I did not start the wrong receiver, I would have 10 wins right now.
Oh, that's
I'm at the point in the season where I'm looking at my team and I'm starting to regret drafting a certain player. And you might be surprised by this player. I
know exactly who it is.
I am so annoyed that I drafted Stephon Diggs.
Oh, that is not who I thought you were going to. I thought you were going to rail on Alvin Kamara.
No, because honestly, I've had him since he was a rookie, and he's been pretty much injury free up until right now. So I can't complain about that. But I was expecting him to do a lot more than he has been. Mm-hmm. Like I realize I can't compare him to Cooper Kupp, but
you're welcome.
Thank you.
I traded him Cooper Kupp.
He did.
I thought I was selling high. I thought it was going to be smart to sell high.
He did. But I'm looking at Diggs, and last week I realize the weather's a factor, but he had 9 points. The week before, I think he had like 12.
14.
And then
7 for 74 and a touchdown. So I mean, that's in our system, that's actually 18. But yeah.
And then I'm looking at Higgins, and he has over 30 in the last 2 weeks. I don't know. It's just for me. So that's for me. I don't know. Is there anyone on your team or teams that you're looking at, and you're like, why? If I can go back to August or September, I would kick myself to not take this person.
I actually considered trying to invent a time machine to make me go back in time and not take Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, excellent.
The signs were there, and I chose to ignore them because the upside looked so good.
Right.
But looking back in time, yeah, I should have not taken McCaffrey. I should have passed on McCaffrey. I don't know who I would have taken at that one spot instead, but let's see. Other people that I'm regretting taking. Well, let's see. We had Sam Darnold in a couple of leagues because we thought there was an outside shot he would be rejuvenated. He
was good for 5 weeks, and then
now he's dead. Jalen Hurts. I could not trade Jalen Hurts right now for a used napkin in our dynasty league. And we had a Philadelphia fan for like the first 4 weeks saying, "Dude, what do you want? Dude, what do you want? Dude, what do you want?" And finally he was like, "I will give you Devontae Adams." And I was like, I was ready to push the accept button, and it wouldn't accept. And I'm like, "What's going on?" He had pulled back the trade like a half an hour before I went to accept it.
Damn it!
He was finally like, "No," and that's when Hurts started to do bad. And all of a sudden he was like, "I'm not interested in Hurts no more. You send me something and I'll take Hurts off your hands." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, that's not going to happen." But yeah, no, I think everybody's going to have that guy. McCaffrey's the big one for me. I'm trying to think of who else. Who else is? I mean, there's a couple guys who are really Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. Both the Denver wideouts have just not been up to snuff. Yeah. I also hoped Mecole Hardman was going to have more of an active role this year. I know some people are disappointed about Mike Williams, but listen, if you didn't know Mike Williams was going to do this, then you obviously are new to fantasy football. This is what Mike Williams does. I blame their system really more so than anything else, and the way he gets his matchup ability is not great. But yeah, no, there's definitely a few. I think at this
Yep.
point in the season, everybody has regrets.
Yeah, my other one too is I was expecting a lot more out of Hopkins in one of my other leagues. He did
Again,
well last week, but I mean it's just with him it's really inconsistent. And I know Kyler Murray's had like issues, but still.
Kyler Murray's been okay though. I mean, he was my go-to quarterback in a lot of leagues this year, and he's been okay when he's been on the field. He's been okay. Not bad. I mean, there's people out there who are complaining about Mahomes. I'm like, listen, Patrick Mahomes is still one of like the top. Is still a QB1. Yeah, but he might be QB2. Okay, well he maybe QB2, but it's still
He's in the top
like
3 like
I mean,
constantly.
I'm gonna do this live. I always go to the CTFFL site. That's our home league. Players stats. Taking a second, show me stats for quarterbacks, all ranked by fantasy points. 3, 4, 5. He's number 6 on the list.
Okay.
Now, the people ahead of him might shock you. Justin
Sure.
Herbert in our system. This is our home system, which is close to regular PPR. Justin Herbert, Tom Brady, Matt Stafford. We called this. Josh Allen at 4, also called that Josh Allen was not a top 2. The 5th name is the one that shocks the holy crap out of me, and it's Kirk Cousins.
I know he's been having a quietly good year. Not that
He's
they've been
got
winning.
6.
Well, I
He's
mean
got
they have, but
6 more points, and this is the big thing. His touchdown to interception ratio is wild. He's only thrown 3 picks this year.
that is pretty insane because they do
That
throw a lot.
Mahomes has 12, Allen has 10, Herbert has 11, Brady has 10. How is this possible? And Lamar Jackson is at like 8 or 9 here. Aaron Rodgers is
Yeah.
at 10.
I think defenses have figured out Lamar. There's so much film on him now. It's basically if you stop him from running the outside, like you pretty much stop him.
He has thrown 16 touchdowns to 13 interceptions this year.
Damn.
I'm looking at all the big starters, and it looks like Kirk Cousins with 3 interceptions is the lowest number. Rodgers has thrown 4. Carson Wentz has only thrown 5 interceptions.
That's because they only let him throw like 13 times.
Yeah, he's only got 2,900 yards passing, which back in the day would be a damn good week, but not right now.
Not now.
Kyler Murray's behind him mainly just because he's missed games, but oh man, it's just so wild. It's so wild. All right, so moving on to my second question, I'm going to go outside the realm of football.
Sure.
Into the realm of politics and Americana here for you.
Okay.
Did you see what happened in New York to the Fox News Christmas tree?
I did see a headline. I didn't read it, but I saw a headline of the Fox News Christmas tree. Someone allegedly lit it on fire.
Well, it was on fire. We have photographic evidence that the tree was on fire. Now, whether or not it was lit on fire or if it caught fire, there is a man in custody. There was a contributor to Fox News named Lawrence Jones who said on Fox News today, apparently, that the Christmas tree being burned overnight in Midtown was, quote, targeting the country, end quote, and trying to instill fear. Craig, are we back to the war on Christmas?
I hope not. I don't think that's what it was. Because, you've been to New York City. A lot of weird things happen there.
And that's what the cops are saying. The cops are saying the police spokesman said the man acted alone and the incident didn't appear to be premeditated or politically motivated. There are some strange dudes in New York City.
There's a lot. I remember one time there was this dude walking down the middle of the street, he had chains around his neck, dragging stuff behind him, and no one cared. So I mean,
I will tell you 2 really quick ones. I once saw a guy on the side of the street. You see a lot of folks who are panhandling, a lot of folks who are destitute, looking for money. There was a guy who did not want you to give him $2. He said his sign said, "Scream at me for 5 minutes for $2." And I saw a guy walk by him and put $2 into his cup, and he stood up and went, "All right, let's do this." And the guy just turned and said, "No, man, I just want to help you out," and walked away. There was a man literally selling the ability for you to vent on him for $2. And then there was a time we were in Union Square and we saw a man in what can only be described as a full-length male fur coat.
Okay.
He looked a little bit like Jamiroquai.
All right.
He had a big
Did he have the
fluffy hat. He had a
the
big
hat.
fluffy hat.
Oh, nice.
It wasn't the same hat as Jamiroquai wore, but it was a big fluffy hat. But he was walking around Union Square offering to baptize anybody who would take it, and somebody was crazy enough to say yes, and he sprinkled water on him. And when the guy looked at him and said, "What is this?" he said, "Oh, it's my urine." So there was a guy baptizing someone with urine in public.
Why would you take him up on that?
Exactly. A strange man, and this is like in August, and he's wearing a full-length fur coat. And he walks up to you and says, "I'm baptizing anybody who feels they need to be reborn into Jesus." And this guy's like, "All right." And he takes out a baggie and sprinkles water. Why would you?
Why?
There's nothing about this scenario that says you should be a part of it.
I mean, unless you handed him the water. But yeah, why?
The funniest part of the whole story is that we're sitting on a bench watching all this happen 15 feet from us. There is a cop standing next to us writing a ticket because a woman has an open container in public, and out of the corner of his eye, he is watching this entire thing unfurl.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady getting the ticket says to the cop, "That guy's throwing urine on people, and you're going to write me up for having an open can of beer." And the cop looked right at her and said, "If he consented to have urine thrown on him, it's his business," and kept writing the ticket. He's
got a point.
I looked at my wife, who's sitting on the other side of me, and I went, "These are conversations I never in a million years would thought I would witness." I never thought I would see a woman getting a ticket for an open container question a cop on why she was getting a ticket and not the guy who was baptizing people with urine.
Yeah,
Just saying.
He didn't maliciously throw it at him.
Nope.
So
nope. Nope.
Yeah.
And so that just brings me to my point. Strange things happen in New York, and not everything that happens is politically motivated, folks. Not everything that happens. This guy may not have been in his right mind. Maybe he doesn't like Christmas, but I'm like, oh my God, Christmas tree fires happen, unfortunately.
They do. The fire department warns you about that all the time.
All the time, they're talking about keeping your trees watered and stuff like that. It's only apparently news when it happens out in front of Fox News, and then it's the war on Christmas. So I thought that was a little bit weird and out there.
That it is.
I don't know. Let's move on from that. Let's do some war on fantasy football. Let's talk about the war that actually exists and actually matters. Let's go right into America's favorite game. Hey, guess what I did this week?
What'd you do this week?
I actually got the numbers ready in advance.
Oh, good.
Do we have? Oh, I have news from the source. Oh, great! The source is checked in.
Oh, wow.
Hold on a second. I gotta enter the 7-layer encrypted password. Okay, now while I'm waiting for two-factor to come through, oh, there it is. Okay, facial ID recognized. Okay, yup, VPN is active, and there's the message. Okay, I have the pick. Fantastic. So we'll get to that in a minute. America's favorite game. You have the lines are way down. Part of that article on the Bills and the 13-leg parlay was that most casinos said they are making money by people betting the over this year.
Oh,
that more games are coming in on the under than in historically past years. So thusly, the lines are down a little bit. They're giving you less wiggle room. We only have 2 games over 50. So here's what I'm going to do to you, because I'm not going to make this easy for you.
Okay.
I'm going to move the goalpost.
All right.
Your new magic number is 48. There are 3 games with an over-under of at least 48 points. You have 3 strikes. Give me the 3 games.
All right. Let me just get the schedule here.
I should just say it's like the 3 highest over-unders of the week. That's what it is this week. It's the 3 highest over-unders, and just to put it in set for you, they're all at least 48 points.
All right.
Will he get it, folks? He's thinking.
Okay, let's go with 2 teams that should score a lot in theory. Let's go Rams Cardinals.
The moment you said two teams that should score a lot in theory, I highlighted Rams Cardinals because that's a 51.5, and that is absolutely correct.
Excellent.
If you're healthy in this game, you have fantasy value.
Oh yeah, both sides.
End of story. Everyone in this game, that Rondale Moore has fantasy value.
Even Tyler Higbee.
Maybe even Tyler Higbee. Am I telling you to use him? No. What I'm telling you is he's probably like $2,100 in a game that's going to be 50 points. There's a chance.
You're saying there's a chance.
Am I going to do a single game lineup and stick him in as my captain? Maybe. Am I going to pull a Byron Pringle with Rondale Moore? Maybe. I haven't looked at any of those numbers yet. I don't even know if Rondale Moore is healthy. He could have snapped his leg in 6 places because he's that marginal player that I wouldn't have cared to look. But you got the first one right. All right, you got two more.
Let me look at the rest of these games. Okay, Saints, Jets, no. Seahawks, Texans, no. Cowboys, Washington, no.
See, this is why he's getting better at this. He's starting to, instead of saying, yeah, I want to do that, he's starting to eliminate them.
Yeah. Lions, Broncos, absolutely not.
Yeah, exactly. You take one look at Lions, Broncos and goes, that one might be under 40. By the way, there is no game under 40 this week.
Hey, you know what? The Lions won. Good for them.
We called that too.
We did.
We said it could happen. I'm not shocked I'm not shocked at all that it happened. Not at all.
Nope. All right, let's go with a divisional game because they're weird. Let's go Raiders Chiefs.
Raiders Chiefs is the 48.5. It is the third one. No, that's right.
Oh, that's right.
Everybody said over 48.
That's right. Okay, good.
So that is two correct. There is one left, and you still have all your strikes.
Giants, Chargers.
See, I feel like this is obvious. There's two games on here that I think could be very obvious picks.
There's two on between.
Okay. Let's see if the two that are in my head.
I'm looking at the Bills, Bucks.
Okay.
And the 49ers, Bengals, which is a...
Holy shit. Those are the two games in my head. Those are the two games in my head that I'm like, either one of these could be it.
Sorry, Sean. I didn't pick the Bears and Packers because the Bears.
The Bears are inept.
Sorry.
The Bears are inept. Don't even get me started on the Giants. They fired what's his name? Garrett. They fired Garrett because he was inept, and they looked worse.
They did.
The offense got worse when you fired the air quotes bad coordinator.
Now, do you think, really quick, do you think like Barkley and Gettleman are like done in New York?
Gettleman's definitely done. There's no question in my mind they fired Dave Gettleman during this offseason. No question. Like, can I bet that?
I bet you could in Vegas. I don't know if you can.
It's probably minus 250 money line. They're going to pay me 75 cents on the dollar.
But still.
Actually, that's even less than that. It's like 7 cents on the dollar. Yes.
Excuse me.
But I think that's a foregone conclusion that he is going to get fired. I'm gonna look while we're chatting and see if I can find that on FanDuel because I will put money on it right now. I will put money on Dave Gettleman. That's going to go into the category of bet the house.
Yeah.
Because there's no chance he survives Black Monday. He might not even make it to Black Monday. I think there's a reasonable chance they fire him before the end. They won't do it. They won't. They won't. But just say, stranger things have happened.
Right.
Let's see here. I'm looking at the games. Oh no, it just goes into week 15. There's no season long left.
Oh, sad.
No, let me see if it's under the Giants. Is there a Dave Gettleman gets fired wager this weekend? Or no, it's all number related.
Oh, boo.
Same game parlays, total. Go on.
All right, well, I'm going to pick one, and then if it's wrong, I know the other one's going to be right. So,
okay.
Let's go 49ers, Bengals.
49ers, Bengals is incorrect. That's a 47.5.
47.5. Okay.
47.5.
All right, so Bills, Bucks.
It's the other one?
Yeah.
And you are correct. Yes, it is Bills at Bucks. That's a 52.5.
Oh.
I am not going to sit here and say use anybody in that. I'm just going to say you should use the right guys in that. You know, the quarterbacks are usable. The running backs are usable. Although I got a feeling. I got a feeling in the pit of my stomach
That
I'm going to
what?
say it, and I
Okay.
should not say this. I'm
All
going to
right.
say it, though.
Okay.
I think the Leonard Fournette train is heading for the cliff.
Oh.
I think 2 weeks, is it 2 or 3 weeks now? He's had really solid numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I just got a feeling in the pit of my stomach. And I hesitate to say what I'm about to say next, but that this could be a Ronald Jones week.
Oh no. Where's Sean? Somewhere Sean's head is tingling.
I wouldn't use either of them. Because the Bucks are decent against the run. At least number wise that I've seen, they look decent against the run. So I'll probably just avoid their backfield altogether. But if you put a gun to my head, I probably would take Ronald Jones this week over Leonard Fournette. I have nothing to base
Wow.
that on, folks, other than my gut. My gut
Hey.
tells me that Leonard Fournette has never been that consistent for that long a period of time. So the drop off is coming.
Sometimes it happens. I mean, the
Yeah.
one year, the last time UConn won the college basketball championship, I did one sheet, and I was like, I think UConn's gonna win, and everyone thought I was insane. I'm like, I don't know. I just think they're gonna win.
By the way, if you're looking for a guaranteed bet this week,
Yeah.
if you feel, FanDuel is offering an alternate spread for the Giants Chargers game.
Mm-hmm.
The alternate spread is Giants plus 36.5. And a $1 bet will win 2 cents. It's minus 4,000.
My God.
So if I
They're
bet
so bad.
$100, I win $2.50.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I bet $10,000. I honestly, that's that. Oh, my max wager is 50,000. Oh, okay. So I can't go into like the
Oh,
thousands of
sad.
dollars there. Anyway, okay. So there you go. So Bills at Bucks. Anybody in that game that you really want to use?
I
Like you're
mean,
looking like
Diggs is a Bill. I don't know.
I don't know what to make of that game.
uh, the
They
Bucks aren't
use the players you
super.
can afford to use.
The Bucks aren't super secondary, but I don't know.
Bucks secondary. The Bucks defense is okay. I'm not
And the Bills run
avoiding it because
defense
of
was
it.
supposed to be spectacular, and then look what happened the
That's
other
a
day.
game. 52.5 feels like they could come in the under.
That one,
Just
yeah.
because the defenses aren't as bad, I think I might take the under there. Which leads us into the next segment. We're just going to talk really quick. What's our pick of the week? So let's start with the mysterious source. I have finally gotten through his vast network of security features. 3 different passwords, facial recognitions, 2-factor authentication, and I had to answer a password question that only he and I would know the answer to because we grew up together to get the following piece of information.
Okay.
I like Dallas, -4 on FanDuel over Washington. I'm usually hesitant to bet division games this late because anything can happen. But this is Dallas's chance to increase their lead over the second place team, so I think they will play well. The source goes Dallas -4 on FanDuel. By the way, we didn't get a response from him till late because of all the security features, but last week his pick was Dolphins -4.5 against the Giants, and the Dolphins won that game outright. So he was
That's
right about
true.
that one. He's been really solid on his picks, and he's going Dallas -4 on FanDuel. Let me see if that number is still accurate, because obviously these things change, and who knows when he actually had time to look, because as he's
Yeah, I
moving
just looked
around.
on DraftKings. Dallas is
-4.
-4.5.
It's -4 with an over under of 48. I love
Wow.
-4 with
See,
the under
DraftKings
there.
is like a half a point difference.
If I do that, if I parlay that, what's my odds? +269. If I go Dallas -4 and the under, I don't hate that. I'm putting $5 on that right now. There, I just did that live on the air. I'm pretty sure I violated some form of the RICO Act, but that's okay.
Probably.
Well, they have a whole section of specials. Oh,
Ooh, like
ooh,
what?
they have a side bet. What's going to be the highest scoring game of the week? And it gets its own set of odds. Bills at Bucks is +450.
Oh,
Raiders at Chiefs +600. Well, we might have to start talking about that. That's a
oh,
great little side bet. Anyway, I'm getting us distracted. We have to move on. All right, so
that
that
happens.
is it happens to me all the time, unfortunately. So the source likes Dallas -4. I am going to say I like the under. I'm going to follow the footsteps of the source and say I like the under in the Cowboys Washington game. I think that game is Washington's strength is its defense. I think the Cowboy offense is too good to lose that game, but I can easily see that game being 21-17 at best. I think giving Washington 17 points might be generous in my opinion. So that's only 38 points right there. That gives me a nice 10-point cushion for something to go wrong. So I will take the under in the Cowboys Washington game. What do you like from a bet standpoint this week? What's jumping out to you?
Let me just scroll down again really quick here. I kind of like the under because you may be interested in these unders here. I do like the under in the Jags Titans game on DraftKings. It's 43.5. And I think the Jaguars I just think they are very inept right now, and they don't know. As a team, they have no identity. No one knows what Urban Meyer is doing. Like Robinson even said after he was benched, he doesn't know what they were doing. Did you see that? He fumbled. No. He fumbled like in the first quarter, I think it was, and he benched him for the rest of the game.
Wow. Well, he's also on the injury report too. He missed practice today. So there's something going on there. But I don't think they're related. I don't think the benching and the injury are related. I just think it's convenient excuse. FanDuel has a special on the lowest scoring team of the weekend, and the lowest odds is the Bears at plus 850 and the Giants at plus 900. If I put a gun to your head and said, who's going to score less this week, the Giants or the Bears? The Bears are at the Packers. And the Giants, where are the Giants? Are at the Chargers. Who scores less this weekend? The Giants or the Bears?
Oh, man, that is tough. I'm going to go the Giants only because the other game is divisional. I don't think the Bears are going to win, but
the Chargers defense is not terrible, and the Giants look completely lost right now. Do I want to put $5 in the Giants to be the lowest scoring team of the week? I might have to do that. I'm just gonna say. I'm not saying I just placed a bet on it. I'm just saying that that's an option there. So, I'm also still looking to see if there's anything on. Will somebody get fired? No, there's nothing here. Oh, do I like this weekly special section? We'll have to take a look at that for future episodes. Okay, so there's our picks of the week. Our intriguing picks of the week. Let's get on to the metric. The metric has some work to do because last week it was miserable. And I loved my lineup last week. Loved it. I was like, oh my God.
And it just did not work.
And pay lines were up, folks, last week. My lineup, the lineup I put together scored 136 points, which is below the average pay line. Average pay line on DraftKings is usually 140 to 150 points, maybe 160 on a very busy week. I had my average pay line last week was 170 points. Damn. Scoring was up. People were picking high scoring players. People were able to maximize their lineups. When you're in a double up and you need 170 points to win that double up, you are not winning most of your double ups.
No.
136 points will sometimes sneak in there. 136 points because I diversify across a bunch of different levels and pools, but I diversify by price and by pool size. I could usually get close to break even, maybe even break even. I got swamped this week because the pay lines averaged 170 on my. I had one. It was a double up with a pay line that was 180 points.
Wow.
You're not winning that. You're not winning that.
No, you're not.
That's tournament area. So we have some work to do. So I said to the metric, you did the shit job last week. What do you got for me? They said, don't worry, I got you. Taysom Hill. And I went, actually, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. Taysom Hill had 90 yards rushing last week,
but no touchdowns. I bet on him rushing for a touchdown.
I actually took the under in him because I thought they were going to try and fake the fake and just have him pocket pass all night. And he ended up, like 15 minutes into the game, I was like under. I took the alternate one too. I was like under 24.5 yards rushing, but it had it was like plus 500. I'm like, that's a chance if they do what I think. So I put like $3 on it, and 5 minutes into the game, he's got like 31 yards rushing. I'm like, well, I can go to bed. So New Orleans at Jets, he's only 5,600. I've got him slated for 19 points. That's doable. But again, I don't like using quarterbacks that are going to score. I'm projecting for less than 20 points. If I'm going to pay up a little bit, it's going to be Dak Prescott. I have him at 20 points for $6,700. That puts him just above the 3x line. But honestly, I think I'm going to gamble on Taysom Hill this week because I think the numbers are going to be down. I have only four quarterbacks, five quarterbacks over 20 total points this week on DraftKings, and he's one of them, and he's got the best value rating of those five. So if I pay up, I'm probably going with Dak. If I pay down, I'm probably going with Taysom Hill. What do you like?
So this week, Taysom Hill, like you said, is very tempting because he's playing the Jets. He is 5,600, so there's potentially a lot of value there. If you do want to pay up, I'm probably looking at like mid-tier. No, maybe a little mid or upper tier guys. Not like,
Are you looking at Cousins?
I thought about it. I definitely thought about it because he's playing at home.
Against Pittsburgh.
So he's 6,500. And another person playing at home, and you're going to have to pay up, is Aaron Rodgers playing the Bears. And we all know
too expensive.
Is a little bit expensive. So you would have to pay down somewhere else. And then Burrow, I do like at 6,000 against San Francisco.
I can save $1,600 going with Hill instead of Rodgers. The Rodgers rate is too high. Just saying. Rodgers rate is too high. All right, let's talk about running backs. I said, wow me here, and they said Antonio Gibson. And I went, what the hell is wrong with you, computer? He is 6,000. And then I looked at my projections and realized I have him for almost 100 yards because Dallas can stop the pass sometimes, but they can't stop the damn run. And divisional games, Antonio Gibson has the potential to go off here. So I really like Antonio Gibson. I'm looking at David Montgomery, but he missed practice today. Number one, he missed practice. Number two, he's at Green Bay, and if that game is 17-0, I don't care how little faith they have in Andy Dalton, they're going to make him throw. So I said, let's look one down. It was like, well, Saquon could have a big week. And I'm like, yeah, Saquon could also carry twice for 12 yards and go out of the game with an ankle injury. So that's when it said to me, what about 6,200 for Aaron Jones? I've got Aaron Jones pegged for 16 points. It's not fantastic, but it's good. And I think he could be there, but here's the name I'm going to use, and I think everybody's going to use it because they didn't price him up high enough. Javonte Williams is 5,900 against Detroit.
At home.
I think Javonte Williams, so I am really going to try and do a Williams-Gibson stack in a lot of different places. Leonard Fournette's all the way up to 7,400, so I'm fading the holy crap out of him. And I'm really going to look there. I mean, James Conner's attractive. He's only 6,200. He scores touchdowns every week. That was like one of the parlays I won this week. I parlayed Arizona to cover and Conner to have a touchdown. It was like the easiest bet I've ever made in my life. If they're going to score a rushing touchdown, it's either Conner or Murray. And if they're going to score two, it's probably one of each. What do you like this week? What are you looking at running backs? I mean, there's a lot of attractive mid-range this week.
You know what I noticed? Like really quick, because you talked about somebody in Arizona. David Johnson's not on this list. I thought he was the greatest running back that ever lived. Anyway,
can I just admit that I used him last week?
Did you?
not in DFS. There was one of our dynasty leagues. I got so desperate.
Well, I mean,
for running back. We carry 8 running backs on this huge dynasty roster. 3 were on bye. 2 of them were out for the year. And it's like 4 flex spots. I actually had to use David Johnson. I think he had 0.2 points. I think he had like 2 yards rushing or something like that. He's got to be on here somewhere, right? Are they off this week? He's not on here.
No, I don't see him. But anyway, actually, in all honesty, Javonte Williams was my first pick this week because he's priced so low. And
5,900
for a Denver running back playing at home in Denver.
Against another bad defense team. Like, look what he did to the Chiefs. You think he's not going to do that to Detroit?
At home?
At home? Against Detroit?
It's probably going to happen.
Who else you like?
And I don't know how you're to feel about this. He's priced a little bit mid-range, but I kind of do like Clyde Edwards-Helaire against Vegas.
Oh,
I do appreciate it. I don't know. I was looking at him a lot because I feel like Eckler is just, for example, is way too expensive. Fournette, he's 7,400. So I want to stay like in the at least or at the most like 6,500 range. So
he
also too, I could, if I can manage it, I could probably maybe get Antonio Gibson in a flex spot.
he did have 14 touches for 54 yards and 3 catches for 28. So in a standard lineup, that's 8.2. That's 11.2 points. That was against Denver. 11.2 points in a PPR. So I think that's what he pulled off against in DK. And the week before that against Dallas, he did have 12 touches for 63 and then 2 catches for another 13 and a touchdown. He had a touchdown in that Dallas game, a rushing touchdown. So yeah, I want to use Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I really, really want to use Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm not there yet. I just can't. I can't. The reliability just isn't there DFS wise yet.
Yeah.
So, but I do like that too. I mean, I've got him. He's in my top 10 of value plays, and I got him slated for 14 points, which puts him in the 2.5x range. But yeah, I just don't. I can't bring myself to do it. Even as a Chief fan, I can't bring myself to do it. So, all right, whiteouts. Last week, the freaking metric was like, "Hey, use all these people." Hold on, I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna open last week the week 13 metric. Where the hell is it? Here it is. The top 3 names on the list were Josh Reynolds, Nico Collins, and Juwan Jennings. Let me tell you something. You know how many passes Nico Collins caught last week? Exactly 0. Nico Collins posted a 0 for me last week. So I'm taking with a grain of salt everything that he's telling me this week. Because this week he likes Laquan Treadwell in Jacksonville, which I'm not quite sure how because he's only got him slated for 8.7 points. He also likes KJ Osborne in Minnesota. I didn't even know KJ Osborne was still in Minnesota.
Right.
So that's 10 points. And Elijah Moore, that's the one I'm looking at. That's my first. Elijah Moore seems to be coming on, but he's a Jet. I've got him slated for 14 points, but his floor is honestly like 3. So the names I'm looking at, I'm probably going to pay up a little bit and go with some more reliable names. I'm probably looking at Deontay Johnson this week. I might even pay up. I'll pay up
really
for Hunter Renfrow
this year.
He has. Hunter Renfrow against the Chiefs he's historically done really well. And I'm going to say this, and I'm sorry to all of you. Darnell Mooney is only 5,700.
Oh no, we're back on the moon.
I'm back on the moon. I'm not reaching this week. Laquan Treadwell is a great reach play, but he's Nico Collins. You notice, by the way, Nico Collins is not on my list this week.
Oh.
Is he off? Did somebody just finally figure out he's not going to be useful? So if I'm looking beyond that, there's a lot of guys who have high ceilings and very low floors. Tyler Boyd is only 5,000, but can we get him more than 10 points? There's so many mouths to feed now in Cincy, it feels like.
There are, especially with Higgins right now is their number 1 receiver.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the lists here, and I'm like, Michael Gallup is 5,500, but can I get more than 10 points from him? I don't know. And all the guys I know I'm going to get points from, Keenan Allen, he's 7,600. Cooper Kupp, 9,200. I can't afford these guys.
You could, but then you would have no one anywhere else.
Oh, there's Nico Collins. He's only 3,000 this week, but I've got him slated for 5 points, so I'm not touching him. The only person he's better than on my list is Byron Pringle. Oh, poor Byron Pringle.
Oh.
I used him in my captain's lineup last week, as I always do. If I've got a Chiefs captain's lineup, Byron Pringle is my because once in a blue moon, lightning strikes Byron Pringle. He got 3 targets on the same drive, and he only caught 1 of them.
Oh.
And Chris Collinsworth immediately goes, "You drop passes like that, you're not getting targeted again." And I went, "He's fucking right." His night is over.
Was it Byron's fault that he just dropped them?
Oh, it hit him in the hands.
Oh.
Hit him in the hands. It was one of those, I'm going to catch this ball. I'm going to turn my head because I know I'm going to catch this ball and make sure I'm not going to die and see if I can get like another 25 yards out of it. And it hit him in the hands and went right through his hands onto the ground. and there is no excuse. What do you say in that instance? You drop the ball. It's a drop.
Yeah.
The Chiefs have been doing this all year. This is how those interceptions happen. They take the eye off the ball, it goes through their hands like 3 times. Mahomes has been picked off because a defender has been standing behind somebody who's let the ball go through their hands.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm getting caught up. Who do you like at wideout? We got to move along. I'm dragging tonight.
I do like Deontay Johnson. He's been really consistent this year.
Wow, we're recommending a Steeler.
Right?
This is what we've come to.
I know, right? At least
This is
now
sad.
at this point in the year, you have to.
How the mighty have fallen.
I do like Renfro against the Chiefs, and man, if you're gonna pay up, I may look at Justin Jefferson, but again, really expensive. But I do also like,
100.
if you want to take the risk, I do like Elijah Moore against New Orleans.
He's settling in.
He's settling in. He's 5,900. He's doing much better lately in general. This is
the Elijah Moore that I drafted. He's a guy,
Right.
You talked about guys you regretted drafting. Elijah Moore's a guy I regret dropping, like in week 6 when I was like, okay, maybe this is not the year. Maybe he's just not going to. And then he starts to turn it on in like week 12, and I'm like, holy shit. So, all right, tight ends. Really quick, because I'm already running us over time. Yeah, you know what? This week, I'm just going to reach into my bag of tricks, as I'm not, as much as I do not want to reach at wideout, I absolutely want to reach at tight end this week. I've got 2 names on my list. I've got Cole Kmet at 3,600, but I've also got James O'Shaughnessy in Jacksonville. He's only 2,900, folks. He only needs 9 points. He only needs 9 points. Give me 3 for 30, and he's got value. And if I save money there, I can solve my wide receiver problems and pay up for some of the wide receivers I want.
Exactly.
So talk to me. What do you, also along that line, if you want something in between, Pat Freiermuth in Pittsburgh is 4,300, and they're using him more and more and more. So, and he's on the road. He tends to play better at home. But who do you like at tight end this week?
This week, I know I'm a Dawson Knox truther, but he's 5,000, so that is a bit pricey. It's a bit pricey. I do like Cook against the Giants. I was looking at See, the problem with the Chargers is they have 2 tight ends, so you have to kind of figure out which one you want to go with.
Parham's only 2,800.
He's only 2,800.
There's a reason he's only 2,800.
Right. The rest of them, I don't like. I just feel like tight ends this week, they're too pricey, and I feel like I may pick a tight end last this week so I can fill out a flex spot.
Yeah.
First, I mean, usually I do defenses, but I might do it with tight ends.
Yeah, absolutely. Which leads us to defenses. Pick one.
Pick one.
As always, the metric looks at price as a value indicator, and finding if you find value at defense, there's been opportunities like when Kansas City started to turn it around, they were only like $2,100 and they scored 9 points. They're like, holy crap, I just got 4x out of a defense. It's decent. So it's going to look at high scoring matchups sometimes. So the top name on my list is the Carolina Panthers. They're playing Atlanta though. That's the problem with Matt Ryan. He could put up 3 points or he could put up 30. They're $2,800. I've got them slated for 7 points. That's pretty good. But I mean, it's all high risk games on the slate. Like the ones it likes. It likes Carolina against Atlanta. It likes Jacksonville at Tennessee. It likes the Rams at Arizona. All of these are going to be higher scoring games. Mm-hmm. It likes the Giants at the Chargers. So I may, if I have the extra bucks, I'm going to pay up and take the Packers. They're 3,500, but I'm probably not going to have that money. And if I don't have that money, I'm probably taking the Panthers at 2,800. Who do you like?
Yeah, sorry, Sean. Not that he's going to listen to this, but I do like the Packers against Chicago at home. They are $3,500 though. Like you said, with the Panthers, they're cheap, but Matt Ryan could, at any point in time, Matt Ryan can throw for 400 yards.
That's the problem.
You just don't know.
That's the problem.
The Ravens playing Cleveland, and sorry, Cinch, Cleveland they're just lost. They are in a storm and cannot see in front of them, and I don't feel like they really know what they're doing right now. So
is there any scenario under which you would trust Houston at $2,400 against Seattle in Houston? Seattle's looked absolutely confused on offense. But
but I feel like after that win, that last minute win they got
Mhm.
against the 49ers, that may have reinvigorated them. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if I can pay way up, I might actually go so high as to buy Denver at 3,800. But if I'm doing that, I've got the Packers slated for an extra point or two. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just this looks like a weird week. A weird week. You know, I don't want to take the Niners against Cincy. Do I? Is there? No, there's no universe in which I take the Lions at Detroit. I'm looking at the Kansas City. Kansas City's 3,300 against Vegas. Vegas scores points.
They
Yeah, I don't
can,
like
yeah.
any of this. I really don't. Dallas at Washington. Dallas is 3,400. That's just too expensive for me to even consider. What about Seattle at 3,100? Is there any logic to using Seattle? Their defense has been non-existent.
No, I don't think I would trust their defense right now.
That's the problem. Is bad offenses are matched up against bad defenses this week. And if
Yes.
that's not the case, the defense is priced way, way up. Way up. So, I mean, like the Chargers are playing a bad defense, but they're 4,300. Thanks, I think. The Packers are playing the Bears. Sorry, Sean, but the Packers are 3,500. I need something in the sub 3,000 level to make my other lineups work, and which means I'm probably going to have to go Carolina, or I'm going to have to go Baltimore at Cleveland. I don't like that either.
No, those both sound terrible.
Oh, all right. So defense, afford one, I hope. Craig, we are way past out of time. Give me your final thought for the week. Week 14, what do you got for final thoughts?
Week 14, I can't believe it. Like we said in the beginning, I'm shocked myself. It's week 14 in the NFL. And as we're getting closer to Christmas, I'm just going to say, as we've been preaching on this podcast, if you're going to go out, just be careful. That's all, because everything's back up. So I'm not going to argue with people about getting shots and boosters, but, just be smart about it.
I will argue with people about shots and boosters, but not here. Not here. You all know I've already run that into the ground. And to that point, there's a report out of Louisiana. I don't know if anybody saw this yet. Bait headlines drive me nuts. Did you hear this one about the cruise ship air quotes outbreak of COVID?
Is that what 11 people got it from like a Caribbean cruise? South American cruise?
17 people on a Norwegian cruise out of Louisiana contracted COVID, and they called it an outbreak on the ship. 17 out of 3,500. That's 0.2% of the population of the boat came down with COVID, and no one had a symptomatic response. They only found out after they did the mandatory offloading testing.
Oh.
They had a crew member who they test crew members all the time. They had a crew member, and the crew member tested positive. Well, when the crew member tests positive, the company then requires everyone on the boat to test. So everyone on the boat tests, and 17 people out of 3,500 passengers and crew came back positive for COVID. And like one media outlet said, outbreak on ships. Like, no.
That's not how that works.
No, not at all. I just kind of like, ugh. But again, everybody there had to be vaccinated. 17 people out of 3,500 got it. Maybe the vaccines work. Just saying. Maybe I'm a shill for Dr. Fauci, but my final thought beyond that is, obviously Craig just mentioned the holiday seasons are coming. This is a time of year of great joy for folks, but it's also a time of year of great stress. Take some time to take care of yourself this holiday. It's been another rough year out in the real world. I mean, for Christ's sake, somebody set a Christmas tree on fire in New York City yesterday. It's been a rough year. Take some time for self-care while you're celebrating with family responsibly and safely. Please take some time to yourself to be good to yourself and take care of yourself. Because if you're not good to yourself, you won't be around long enough to hear us be doing this podcast 20 years from now.
Exactly.
When you hear Craig say, this is episode 14 of season 25. It's a fuckload overall. I don't fucking care anymore. I don't know. Hi, Deb, I guess. So we want you all to be safe and sound. So please do some self-care this year. What you can also do for us is you can help our podcast by leaving us a review at whatever podcast directory you listen to us. We are on so many now that I have given up trying to list them. It's a huge help when you give us a rating and you give us some feedback. Beyond that, you can also interact with us. We love hearing from you. You can reach out to us via email. We are fignutsdfs@gmail.com. We are also available online at fignutsdfs.com. I always forget that. We're on Twitter at FignutsDFS. You see a trend here? And then just because we want to break the trend on the Facebooks or the metaverse or whatever the hell it's calling itself these days, we are the Football Fignuts Podcast. Reach out, send us questions, send us feedback. We love to hear from you. Carmine, I haven't heard from you in about a month. If you're listening, send me something. It's nice to hear from you too. And hi, Deb, for all of that. So thank you, Craig. Again, another stellar week. We've only got 4 more weeks, and then the playoffs.
Bananas.
And then I get to sleep. Sweet, sweet sleep. Oh, you know what we have to plug before we go?
Yeah.
Craig and I are doing a holiday watch party on December 23rd on my Twitch channel. We'll make sure we share the link on our social media sites. But we are going to watch the Riff Tracks live presentation of Santa Claus, which is a Mexican import movie. No, that was the last one. We're watching Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
That's right.
Which is an American movie from the 1950s where the title gives away the ending. But it's a fantastic, crazy, I think somewhat drug-fueled romp.
Right.
Through the Santa narrative. So we hope you will join us for that as well. I'm looking forward to the expression on Craig's face as the madness slowly overtakes him, because it's a slow burn. 15 minutes into it, you're like, what am I looking at? 30 minutes into it, you're like, what am I looking at? 45 minutes into it, you're looking at the cat going, what are we looking at? And expecting an answer. So
excellent.
Yeah, make sure one of your cats joins us for that too, Craig.
I'll try to.
I think they'll enjoy it. Makes an appearance and says hello. So until then, folks, have a wonderful week. Be safe out there. We will talk to you next week. My name is Britt.
I'm Craig.
And we are the Football Fignuts Podcast.